I'm going to be setting up a really simple August cover page which has a calendar and a couple of styles of habit trackers. One which will run for a month and then the other which lasts a week for if you're doing a weekly setup. I start by using 2 alternating pink tones to create the calendar. I go in with the pink first because then when I put the black on top when I'm writing in the numbers, I find that I don't have the black bleed through on the pink. And by using the alternating pinks, it makes a nice contrast and I just think it looks a bit prettier, because I know for me, if my journal doesn't look pretty, I'm probably not going to use it. So I set up the calendar using the first pink pen, which is an Ohuhu journal pen from the Maui series. I think it's from the 60 pack and it was number 105. And then the second pink I used was from a random pack of dual tip fine liners. I can't remember the brand or where I got it from, and there was no numbers, so it's just a random pink. Here I'm gonna add in the background colour for each of the headers for the 3 boxes I'm gonna set up. I have one box for my important dates for the month, my priorities, and then a to-do list. Once these are all done, I go in with a 0.4 black fine liner to outline the calendar and create the boxes around the header lines, just to make things a little bit more separate and easier to see, and they stand out a little bit more. And then I also use the same fine liner to add in the numbers on the calendar and write in the titles for each of the boxes. I use a ruler to create all of my boxes and my lines, because for me, I like having crisp straight lines, but you can always freehand it if you want to save time, or it suits your aesthetic a bit better to have them freehanded. But I always choose to use a clear ruler because then I can still see the dots behind it and I can line everything up properly. On this page I set up the 2 habit trackers. The first one I set up is the one that will last for a month. For this one I used the same 2 alternating pink tones to create the habit trackers so that the background looks similar to the calendar. Before swapping to the second pink, I use the same pen to add the second line highlights for the tracker that will last for a week. I also do lines going vertically to mark out the row of 7 days for the week. I swap to the second pink tone to finish off the month-long habit trackers before letting them dry down for a second and then going in and adding the black highlights onto the habits title of the page, as well as adding in the numbers on the habit trackers. I also go back in with the 2 pink pens to make highlights above the habit trackers to then use as the title plates for each of the habits. The last part of this setup is just adding in the titles for each of the habits you want to do, which is the same for both the month-long and the week-long habit trackers. The difference being with the week-long one, I added a key down the side so that for habits that need to be tracked multiple times, such as AM and PM skincare, you can have options for if you have only done it in the morning or you've only done it in the evening. The total time to set up these 2 pages was around 25 minutes, and that is a very simple August setup. I hope you can get some inspiration from it, and I hope hopefully it can help you out with your own ideas. Thank you for watching.